Alright, so here we are, back with a video, and this one is titled, Why Women Cheat. And it's the Jasmine and Jasmine show. And I skimmed through about the first, where am I at now? Probably about the first 30 seconds. No, I'm at 46, well, because the first, 20 seconds, they're not really saying anything. But yeah, see, all I had to hear was, pretty much, the first fucking area of the topic to get, generally where it's just going to go from. The core of this fucking issue, and I'm not even trying to make fun of them or any other girls or women that I'm talking about. This is just, I'm never making fun of them to hurt their feelings. I'm only saying shit that is real shit that they have to admit is, either they have to admit it's true in a comfortable manner or be mad about it and call me a fucking misogynist, pig, asshole, lonely, whatever guy, blah, 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 all that. Okay. The core of most modern women's issues, especially by the time they start making channels like this and they got to start actually verbalizing this shit and talking about it out loud, by the time they end up in this boat, okay, by the time these women have ended up in these boats of actually verbalizing this shit, the core of the issue is those old, bitter women that are mad at the world came and filled their heads up with too much nonsense into pushing them into trying to become the best man and the best woman they can be. Okay? Females, stop with this whole thing of, well, I'm mad at a man, so I'll just become a man now. Stop it. Just stop it, because it doesn't work. All it does is make you masculine, more bitter, more jaded, more fucked up, to the point where, and more further away from genuinely finding some type of happiness, because you still in competition with a man, and single mother rates are out of control, marriage rates are going to shit, nobody wants to get married to you anymore because of this shit. Stop. You have to pick a side, all right? Either you're going to be the best woman you can be for a man, or you're going to be the best, or you're going to be the best man you can be for a man. You have to pick one, ladies. We can't keep doing this shit of, oh, well, I want to be feminine between the hours of 8 and 10s. And then if I talk to my mother, I want to be kind of masculine between the hours of 11 and 12:30, because that's when I feel a little vulnerable. But I want to, but if my boss asks me to do something, I want to be equivalent to a man until my fingernails get dirty. Then because I got to get my fingernails done, so I got to be feminine between the hours of 1 to 3 p.m. with all hours subject to change based off how you feel that day. Nobody gives a fuck. It's not cute. Stop it. Stop listening to them old, bitter single mothers, Stop listening to those old, bitter women at your job that are filling your fucking head with nonsense. And more importantly, pay attention to the fucking media. All media is pushing, women's liberation. You do everything you want. Okay, fine. Like I said, I don't have a problem with women's liberation. I hope every woman goes out there and makes $10 billion a second. That way, every woman out there will grow to see that's not what they fucking want. All right? They want something because by the time women like this end up in this boat, what they want is based off what they think other women want. All right? You don't want $10 billion. You want a man to earn $10 billion and him to give out protection to you. That will satiate your fucking desires and have babies and shit like that. But you don't want that shit. Stop it. Stop it. You can't be men and women at the same time. Anyway, we're going to start with this video.
A man cheating as opposed to
a woman cheating.
Exactly.
The double standard.
Right, because a lot of y'all men get in y'all feelings when a woman cheat, because y'all say it's more emotional than the physical, because y'all men feel like,
but
it's a physical thing.
Men are emotional cheaters
too. Y'all are a sensitive ass men out there. I know some of y'all.
Listen, enough with the macho shit, okay? Some of y'all cheat too because you feel your ego is crushed at home or whatever you have it. Y'all paint it out to be like women cheat specifically for emotional reasons, oh, he hurt my heart, so let me go cheat, or he doesn't look at me the same, let me go cheat. No, sometimes we just want some new dick too. Okay?
Yeah, okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're okay, like I say in another video, see, that woman, she can only see what's in her head. Okay. If you want some other dick too, that's the type of woman you are. You go out and get some other dick. We know what you are now. I'm not mad at you for it. Go do it. But see, here's where this type of woman tries to tries to make herself sound and feel better by blaming it on men for doing it. So she kind of like psychs herself into being, it's okay as long as I'm equal to a man as I do it. Because men do it too, so I do it. You know, how many women out there are happily married would never cheat on their fucking husband? How many women who you know would they just wouldn't do it? They just couldn't do it. That type of woman she is. and like I said, in order to make it sound better, she'll like the immediate run to that argument. Oh, men do it too. You see, because what does that tell you? Men are the standard that women live up to, that they try to live up to. You are leading them. You are leading them. They don't lead you. You lead them. Everything these two girls did, from the makeup to the hair to the sitting at the classy table to having a little tree behind them with the sunlight out, they did that shit because they figured it looked cute. And also, a man of higher status might stumble across the scene and say, ooh, they look cute. Don't get this shit twisted. They're following men. Don't get it. Everything they do is going to be some kind of way verbally manipulated or you know, with women like this, it's going to be verbally manipulated. Well, most women, verbally manipulated and fixed and constructed in order to please a man. I hope I look cute today. I hope it looks good today. I hope it looks clean today. I hope it looks this. Hope it looks that. Everything she's going to do, that's where she's going. But the double standard thing, let's go even deeper on that. This might be a long video. The double standard thing, this is another part where women like this get upset when guys like me say is what I'm getting ready to say now, because the whole time, in these women's brain, they spend all their mentality in this topic trying to live up to what a man's doing, because we're equal until she wants something for free. We're equal, right? And it's just what it is. And to women watching, I want you to pay attention to this shit. A woman's body is the equivalent of shoes to you. Meaning, you know, when you see those pair of shoes, you want to buy them. Now, you know you might wear them one time and never wear them again. But what you gonna do? You're gonna throw them in the closet. You ain't gonna throw them out unless they just get too old or something like that, or you just, you know, have an emotional mood swing or something like that. You ain't gonna you don't collect them. All y'all ladies out there got a closet full of shoes, right? Why is that? Because no one pair of shoe can be a high heel, a sneaker, a boot, a wedge. No one pair of shoe can do all that. I don't care how cute that one pair of shoe, that one shoe is. It can't be a high heel, stiletto, boot, where it can't be all that. So what do? You collect them. Now, women, you got to admit, now you know your favorite shoes. Now you know the main shoes you'll come back to. And some women, they say, fuck it, I just like to wear this one pair of sneakers. And then that woman goes off with that one pair of sneakers, and that's it. And she just keeps that pair of sneakers, maybe buys, you know, 2 other like it, and keeps that pair. Other women, they need like 5 or 6 completely different constructions of it. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Women, shoes are to you is what a woman's body is to a man. There is no one woman who can. I watched this in a movie while I was in Europe. I can't remember who said it, but I remember this for some reason now. No one woman can be tall and short at the same time. No woman can be chubby and skinny at the same time. No woman can have small, like real small tits and big tits at the same time. No one woman can have small ass and big ass at the same time. And men are driven by the visual cues. Now, to go back on the emotional part of it, yeah, when women do it, it's gonna women cannot fuck men they can genuinely respect and not have some emotion tied in. That is impossible. Now, they can fuck dudes they don't respect, probably because they just want to get some dick real quick, something like that. But most women probably aren't even going to do that a lot of times. You'll find some, but most women aren't going to do that. Most women cannot fuck a guy they are genuinely interested in and not develop emotional attachment. These two girls know it. Any woman watching this now knows it. If you fuck the guy you genuinely can respect, you will have some emotional attachment to him. Period. Whereas men, we could just go straight to a brothel, find the one that has a nice ass with the nice tits and the round eyes, and bop, fuck her and bounce. And I don't got to call, text, nothing. Because it's the visual cue. And that's a difficult thing for women to get, because then when they get, it's like, oh, well, it's not fair. See, that's a whole other topic. But anyway, let's continue.
Y'all don't want to hear it, but
Right, because I feel like men's perception of women is that we're this innocent cat.
I think it's because
Okay, American men's view of women mostly is that you're these because they've been conditioned to believe it through media.
most men view women as the first woman they knew, which is their mother. So most men put their mother on a pedestal. Your mother could be a crackhead. You're putting her on a pedestal. So it's like men think that women are like these like fairy tale creatures, and that we do things based on like the right, like whatever's considered traditional or right. But we're humans, you know, and we get urges too, whether they're sexual, whether they're hormonal. We're owed the same respect as men. It's just that men can't handle that. A man can't handle that you already got some dick because you just wanted some new dick. A man has to, oh no, you had to be hurt by me to go do it. It always has to involve them. Yeah. But I feel like, stop. Both sexes cheat for the same reasons. Men, I've seen y'all go cheat, like I said, because you're boo-hooing at home. It's not always about some fresh pussy.
Right, because, you as a man, they feel like, oh, I'm a cheat.
See, here we go with the whole, like, see, we're not equal. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're not equal in this. I mean, we're equal for different reasons. I think that's the best proper way to say it. We're equal for different reasons, but we are not 2 + 2 = 4. Like men are fucking 3 + 1 = 4, and y'all is like, y'all be 2 + 2 = 4. Like we're equal, but for different reasons. This whole measuring shit up and trying to figure out men, and then trying to like validate yourself because you want to go fuck other dudes. Like, no, I can read through that like real quick. I mean, okay, for this type of woman, I'm not trying to say like this type of woman is bad or evil. It's just the type of woman she is. And see, and a lot of times I can tell where this is generally going. Trying to convince themselves that they're, that they're righteous and good, blah, 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 instead of just accepting it. Trying to convince themselves they're righteous and good because, well, men do it. So like you're instinctively trying. You're like at the core, you're trying to fucking subconsciously validate your worth by finding a similarity between you and what you look up to. And I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it personally.
Because maybe shit might be good at home, and shit might be bad at home. But I feel like a man cheats because they're just not strong in the flesh. And the Bible says the flesh is weak. I'm not going to get there. But, I mean, or you just probably wasn't ready to commit. I feel like...
Or you could just be committed too long and you need something new.
Right? That could be it. Or somebody...
See, now they're trying to figure out men. This is titled Why Women Cheat, and they spend the whole first 3 minutes on trying to predict what men are doing. You see what I'm saying? The whole shit is based off of them trying to figure out a man and to figure out how they can live up and compete with the man, which is why they on here talking about this shit in the first place. Why they ain't sitting up with they man somewhere. Stop competing with men. Be women and mind your own business. Stop trying. I'm talking to the microphone. Stop. Hold on. Am I talking too loud? Look. Stop trying to predict men and then come up with some delusional goal that is inevitably fucking you up even more. Yes, you two are cute. You two are kind of cute. You got your light skins and makeups and sippy little wines at the tables and shits. But your mentality is gone. Leave that shit alone. Go off and be a good. Just if you can do it. Go off and just figure out how to be a good woman, a good supporting woman, and leave that other shit alone. Stop competing with men. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it.
I feel like I'm speaking from someone who's...
There's people
I've
like
been
that.
a cheater, and I've been cheated on.
I feel like I've been on both sides of the fence, but I don't think I have a reputation of cheating in mind. If I were to pop out there and talk about why I did, it's because it was off some get back.
Okay.
Birds of a feather. What did I say? Birds of a feather. They telling on themselves, birds of a feather.
And I didn't want to do it, but it took for me to do it to make him stop doing.
Oh shit, I'm fucking up. Birds of a feather. Let's rewind that because I feel like that was like a pretty important part to touch on. See, and it all comes back to competing. Watch. Throughout this whole video, it's gonna come back to them trying to compete with the men in their life. They're not just going off and being good women. They're trying to compete with the man. Let's hear it again.
If I were to pop out there and talk about why I did, it's because it was off some get back. Okay. And I didn't want to do it, but it took for me to do it to make him stop doing what he was doing. Okay. And it was just at the point where, like, because a man was like, oh yeah, she's gonna come back anyway. She's gonna come back anyway, and she ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I did something about it, and that hurt his heart to the point where it still hurts. So
She's scared now. She got
but I'm not like that. So everybody's. It's different. Everyone's characteristics are different.
Yeah.
So that whole like, oh, she, was more emotional. She probably really liked this nigga.
I'm gonna have to say that's an emotional cheat though.
Yeah.
I've cheated in some times where, I have a reputation for cheating. Let's just be real.
I'm speechless. They telling on them like these types. See, by the time they end up talking about this shit on camera, you don't want to touch this. I'm not surprised they got to deal with men who are cheating and all this shit like that. By the time they end up wine sisters talking about shit like this, man, trust me on this. You don't want to stay around them too long. You don't want to stay around this. I mean, any man, you'd be better off just going off alone and just buying hookers or something. You'd be cheaper. In the whole scheme of things, it'd be cheaper just to go off and buy a hooker and just keep moving in life instead of dealing with this shit. Yeah, she's flat out telling you she'll cheat and all this shit. No. She's just she's open about it too. She's too. I was talking with my dad a few days ago about the types of women you want in your life and the types you don't. And the ones who are just this loud, outspoken, and open about shit like this, that's a huge red flag. I don't care. I mean, but she's a little cute. So she'll always find some dude who wouldn't mind keeping her in the roster, and then she might, mess around and linger around a bit and, end up in a relationship, stumble into it because she's not the baddest looking, she's not the worst looking woman on the planet. And if she just shuts the fuck up, she'll stumble into a relationship easily. Because like I said in other videos, a woman's selling point, and I want to get on this topic too. First, I want to say a woman's selling point is just literally existing as a woman. That is her selling point. She doesn't have to walk, talk, move, nothing. Just just sit there and exist as woman. And that is woman's selling point. But another thing I want to get on with women is this. And I wanted to make a video about it, but I forgot. And this is directed towards women too. Women, stop fucking looking at sex as if it was some feat for you to fucking go do and get. You getting sex, that is no feat for women, all right? A woman getting sex is like a man punching a punching bag. Like, it's just what we, it's essentially what we're, damn near destined to do just because of what we are. It's like a man being a bit analytical or, good at strategy or whatever. Women, stop. Like there's nothing to be that a woman finding sex, there is literally no feat. There is no challenge. Like there is no reason to be proud of getting sex as you for running through guys. There's no reason to be proud. Like there's no challenge. You literally just go somewhere and sit somewhere and just exist as woman, and somebody's gonna walk up to you or offer you something for free because they think they'll get your pussy. Stop with this whole thing of like you keeping up with men because you go get some dick and it's a competition and I succeeded and all that. Bitch, you didn't succeed. You succeeded because you was born woman, and you gonna have you gonna have guys approach you to come give you something. It's not a feat, man. Get over that shit. Grow up. But see, like I said, that's woman trying to match up to men because they know men make it an accomplishment to get sex. So then what do? They follow men. So, it's an accomplishment to get sex. I've been through so many guys and blah, blah, blah. Like, no. It's not something to be proud of for you. Now, like I said, things that are rare are things that are usually, held more value. You don't get plowed through by 50 different dudes and be openly admitting to cheating while drinking wine on YouTube. Like, that, no. There's nothing valuable in that shit.
I mean, if we're being
well,
real.
okay, so if we're being real, but why? Is it because, are you just not ready to commit?
There's multiple reasons. There's been times where I've cheated because I felt like I know this isn't my final stop, so enough of the playing house.
Yeah. You were over it, maybe.
Yeah. There's been times I've cheated because I was over it. There's been times I've cheated because I've been more attracted to something.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was better for me than what I had at home, but I had to see what that was like. That's
Cock carousel.
Like, it's like,
well, cause
Cock
you're
carousel.
I feel like
Cock carousel. That's she just explained cock carousel.
when you commit yourself so young at an age where you're still in your prime. I just want to say, I just want to throw prime out there because shit, you could be 40 and still in your prime.
No, you know, you're
you
lying.
know what? I feel like men, it's the same thing sometimes. Like,
see
you feel
what? This is called why women cheat. What did I tell you? They're gonna keep going back to like equating it to men to validate them. Cause see, they know they know they were wrong for doing it. Okay, I don't have to say it. Nobody has to say it. They know they were wrong. They know it. The cheating thing, I wasn't happy with what I had at home, blah, blah, blah. The cock carousel was too addictive, so I just hopped back on it. They know they were wrong. Okay. That's why it's this constant reassurance of trying to equate it. Well, the men do it, so it must be okay. You know, that's essentially where it's going to keep going back to. I promise you.
like you're giving everything to somebody and you know this ain't the final stop. So it's like you can't help but to live your natural life despite somebody else's feelings. And I don't like to hurt anyone's feelings. Like, if I have cheated, it's been very discreet. But then there's been times where I am emotionally cheating and I want you to find out. You're going to find out because you're going to stop playing with me.
Off some get back.
Okay, and like I say in older videos, man. I'm at 5 minutes. I can't stop cutting them off. But I say this all the time, especially women like this. Never, ever feel sorry for women like this. Never ever feel sorry, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you don't know where I'm going with it, I'm gonna tell you why. Like like I always say in my older videos, never feel sorry for women like this. When I was emotionally hurt, and maybe I outgrew him, and I wanted to get back at him because he was mean to me. Okay, these women know exactly where guys are who will worship the ground they walk on, who will bring them medicine when they're sick, who will bring them food when they're hungry, who will pick them up from work. They know exactly the men who will do this for them. They don't want them men yet because they ain't hit the wall yet. Well, they're hitting a mental wall now, but the physical wall, they ain't hit that wall yet. So they don't have to put up with the guy who actually cares about them yet. You see, who genuinely cares about, who would genuinely come in the door, do right by her as a man. No, that's not attractive. It's not attractive yet. They like it. See, these girls have their options. I guarantee, because like I said, they're not bad looking girls. They go on Tinder or any Bumble, whatever the fuck, any dating site or just go sit down at a bar. They gonna have the options of 3 or 5 different dudes. And the thing is, like I say in older videos, women like this, they know when they see a guy generally like what he's gonna be like, how he's gonna be, whatever. And they know that the bad boys and all that shit like that. And what a coinky dink. They keep going back towards the same men who keep cheating on them, or they cheat on the men. So, who is the problem here? Is it the men? Or is it them? Do the math.
Like, I could say probably one time I cheated for get back. That was my only emotional cheat. Any other cheating has just been like, I'm not satisfied anymore. And it's not even just the dick. It's everything. You're irritating me. There's things that you're doing that I can't live with.
Right. Then I feel there's like that whole, you just didn't want to be content in that situation and you were just like on to the next. It's
I wanted to be content. I was no longer content.
Do you feel like people...
No. Okay, agree. Translation. She said, I want... Let's go listen to that one more time.
On to the next. It's
I wanted to be content. I was no longer content.
No, that's a lie. I only got another relationship. I can tell you what happened. I wanted to be content, but I was no longer content. That she was no longer content because she knows she still has options. This is the type of woman who she will never find a genuinely decent, happy relationship until it's too late. That magically then it'll start, it'll like the porn star I was talking about, Asa Akira. Coincidentally, after 10 years in the business of getting ran through by 50,000 dicks, now she wants a man to control her. Now it's not controlling of a man to want to know where you are and have you eaten and all this. See, now it's not controlling now. After all the younger girls came out and OnlyFans and Instagram and TikTok thoughts and all them are out. Now I can be content with a man. I just want to be married. I just want to be a housewife. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of it. See, if you want to see and know what a woman truly is, well, and this goes for any human. If you want to see their true character, see how they're acting when they are completely winning in life. When they have the more options they have, that's when you see the real person.
Do you feel like people
especially women
cheat because they don't want to be upfront about the situation? Like, hey, I just don't want to deal with you. Or do you cheat because you still want to deal with that person and still eat your,
I've had
your
one
cake
foot,
and get it too?
I've had 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay, that's good to know.
But it's like that cake is 3 layers. This cake's only 2.
Oh no, it's not fair.
Not fair. I want the 3-layer cake. Hey, but not permanently because I'm not a greedy bitch. So I'll take the 2-layer cake home. But I got to see. I want it all. I want the 3-layer cake too. However, I don't want to bring the 3-layer. I don't want leftovers. Okay, I like my nice little 2-layer cake at home.
Do you feel like the 2-layer cake could become a 3-layer cake, or it's kind of like nah?
Nah, because everybody knows their threshold, and I feel like a 3-layer cake. If we're talking about cakes now, a 3-layer cake is too much for me. Everybody knows their limits, but it's like all right, when you go on vacation, right? Yeah. You don't want to live at the resort. Like,
you want to explore.
You say it in your mind, like, oh, I can live here. But then you want to, when you get home, ain't no place like home.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's like, well, I'm going on vacation, but I love my home. Say happy.
Yeah. So what? But you ain't ever had no home. At least what I can tell from this video, you've been cheating on motherfuckers, cheated on. Your home is with wine at a table. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she has a man now. I don't know. But from what it sounds like, from how she's talking on here, she ain't ever had no home. As an individual adult, with like her own home and family and shit like that. You were the vacation. From what I'm gathering from this video, you were the vacation. You were the resort. Men got there and said, I could live here forever, and they get there like, no, I can't live here forever. I'm out, and bounced. You were the vacation. You were the resort. You were the beautiful resort with the palm trees and the canoes and kayaks and all that shit. Men went there, rode a canoe a couple times, got a few got a few Michelob Lights, and got to sitting there. I was like, no, this ain't it. No place like home, and bounced. And you sit there just this resort with just men who keep coming in and out, drinking Michelob Lights. I ain't never had a Michelob Light. I don't even know where that came from. I just said it.
So, okay, now y'all see a little bit of a female's perspective on this.
Yes.
Because from somebody that, like, I'm in a committed relationship.
You're in a marriage.
I'm in a marriage, yes. And I mean, like, now that I'm grown, I wouldn't hop out there and do the cheating. I would literally just tell them straight up, like, hey, this ain't gonna work. Because y'all seen the news.
I mean, now if I got married...
People chop.
Oh, I know she's not married. Toes. Yeah.
If I got married, hold on. If I got people die over shit like that.
Yeah. So are we talking about cheating in a marriage or cheating in a
Okay, so in a marriage, I would never do that. I feel like that is breaking my vows that I made.
She don't know what she'll do in a marriage.
It's bigger than just you. It's also me involved too. I'm not gonna cheat myself. Like if I married you, then I obviously thought that you were the person that I could commit to in full. Mm-hmm. But if I'm just dating you.
That's why there's levels to this cheating.
There is. There's levels to cheating. There's levels to everything. There's levels to cheating. There's levels to dating. There's levels to...
No, you don't marry either one of these, man. Well, I can tell you, I knew the one on the left wasn't married. The one on the right, I was a little iffy about. But I knew the one... Because the one on the right, she's a little more homely in her, like, how she's, like, moving. And it's hard to explain, but she's a little more homely in it. But I could tell the one on the left was not married, and she probably never will get married unless she just does it to keep up with the one on the right. Because let's face it, she's in America. I could tell pretty much she's in America. She's skinny. She looks like she's taking a bath. She's a light-skinned, light-skinned black girl. She's got the whole dating market to pick from. So why should she ever have to sit down with one man? As long as she stays skinny and and keeps her looks up and doesn't get too old, why will she have to do it? She doesn't have a reason to. Because like I say in other videos, what has media done to women nowadays? What has it done? It's taught women that if a man is not exactly what you want, then he's not making you happy, and if you're not happy, you don't need to be around anybody or anything that doesn't make you happy. So leave, or fuck up the relationship and make him leave. And the prettier they are, the more they just buy anything that tells them whatever will make their life easier. Because that is the core of woman's life. That is the core goal and purpose to especially women like this. That's the core. Now they think they hustled and tussled a bit. They think they did. I worked my ass off. They think they did, but let's be real. No, they didn't. Especially the prettier they are, the worse that shit kicks in. And it's fucked up to say, man. Because like I said, also another point, I am not the type of guy who's like always gonna push for you to only go out there and only date 10s or 9s or whatever. I mean, like I'm not, because I've had all of them from all around, from Europe to South America. I've had in Europe, you end up getting with tons of different girls from different countries. I've had all types, man. The looks, once you hump either one of these two 3 or 4 times, you're gonna be tired of them. Let's just be real about it. By the time you hump on either one of these two, maximum 4 or 5 times, you're gonna be tired of having it. It's gonna be nothing more than leaning up against a washing machine at that point. That's not gonna mean a lot. So I'm not the one who's gonna push for that shit. But so I'm not trying to say like these women are better than women who are like 6s or 3s, or I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is this: the prettier that they do end up, and the more they're aware of it, the more they're going to take that easier path in life because they can. In most cases, because they can, they'll do it.
Marriage.
So cheating in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, do you take that seriously, or do you take it more serious in a marriage? You see what I mean?
It depends on who's doing the cheating.
Like Jay, so I never cheated being married. Never cheated being married. But that whole situation with Jay happened while we were together because of his infidelity.
But were you married?
No,
so
no.
Then it
right. But did I
count?
stay? Yeah. So we could talk about that. Would you stay in a cheating relationship?
Oh, sorry, I was just I'm trying to record without being like, oh,
no. Go ahead.
I feel like once you get married, if it's worth it, after that you have to kind of, I'm not going to say erase the past, but you kind of have to leave the past in the past, because getting married is a new beginning. Mm-hmm. So
she don't know what she's talking about. Said, all right, just look, don't listen to a word she's got to say about marriage, because she don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
This, and he said, I still want to do this. Mm-hmm. Then y'all knew what it was.
Right.
Some people don't have that conversation, or some people don't know how to leave stuff in the past, and they commit to somebody because they are looking for them to change.
Right.
You don't get married to someone because you're looking for them to change for you. Mm-mm. You get married to someone when you can accept them for who they are already. Now, if you guys get better, then hey,
kudos to the situation.
To you. Yeah. But you don't marry someone. That's like having a baby with a man to keep him. A baby ain't keeping a man.
No.
So why do that?
That's not make him run away even more. Unless you are the one to his eyes.
But I feel like you don't need a baby to prove that.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like, you don't need a baby to prove that. That's why even when we were on live just now on Instagram, and, Jeremy was saying, oh, I want 2 baby mothers, and woo. It's like, okay, but you don't want a wife?
That's a whole can of worms I don't want to open.
Because it's like, at that point,
he's a wild one.
But when men do that, I'm like, okay, you're selling yourself short too, because you're saying that you're not enough for one woman. That's what you're really saying.
I should have asked him, would he have been all right if one of his baby mamas
had another baby father?
Exactly, and you okay? It'll be like a whole throuple or whatever you call them, quadruple,
a Brady Bunch.
Exactly. Like,
no, but like I just think that people have to be real with themselves. Like I know me personally, I'm not a woman that wants to be shared amongst men, because I feel like I'm enough for one man. He ain't gonna wanna step off once he gets me, because I'm that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But that's exactly what was happening to you the whole time. You admit to that in the first 3 minutes of the fucking video. See, this is why I say don't listen. Don't listen to what women say, especially when they're trying to describe themselves in life, and it usually when it's in like a positive manner. Like, don't listen to that shit. Like, listen. It's gonna sound fucked up, but listen to the negative shit or the shit that has like gaps in it and loopholes in it. Listen to that shit because they'll tell on themselves every time. This is ridiculous.
like, to even have these hopes of having multiple men, multiple women, it's like, well, that's a self-esteem issue because you don't think you're enough for one person. If you already think that you need two people, then you know you're not satisfying one.
That's what you call a premeditated cheater on the works.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
And I know polygamy and all that in nature, I get that, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a winner. So whenever I win something, I have to conquer. I can't be anywhere where I'm not conquering. If I can't conquer you, then we just cool.
you know what they say on the IG, you know, some little scripts. Rule number 1 is to never be number 2.
I'm the one in the two. Okay.
No, you was always number 2, sweet. This is sad delusion. This is sad. In the first 3 minutes, did she not say that she was always cheating or got cheated on and blah, 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 da, da, da? You were number 2. You were never number 1. You were probably like, number 1.5 or some shit like that. But you were never number 1. Oh my God. See, this is sad. This is more fucked up than I thought it was gonna be.
In the 3, in the 4, in the 5, and the 6. Hey, nah.
Right.
But
So-
I just think that, like, people got to be more real with themselves, and this generation is so tainted because people have glorified polygamy from people, but they're glorifying polygamy because they know that they're not enough. It's like
Exactly.
Fox and the Grapes.
Yeah.
It's not better only. It's not like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, men can act like, oh yeah, I got this many. No, it sucks at home, doesn't it? You're not happy.
No.
Because if you were happy, you wouldn't need all that.
Right.
It says a lot about you.
Right.
No, sweetheart. It says a lot about you. If men keep saying this to you, it's because this is a you problem. They know you are not the number 1. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Almost lost it there. This is why I said in older videos, women can only see what they live through in their life. This is how self-centered women are. You see? She can only see it from her world of being cheated on, and always being, and men always telling her that they don't want to get married or they want multiple women. See, that's how she was treated like that. Because that's her position in life. Is to be the kind of cute girl you hump a few times and then you bounce on. She's telling on herself. Why does she have so much experience with these guys that do? Why does she know the lines and the culture and all this? Guys who do. Okay, I bet you. How much you want to bet there's women out there who they wouldn't even know the lines. They wouldn't even know how to elaborate. Why? Because guys would talk to them and see like, oh yeah, I can't do this to her. I can't pull this on her. But when she's walking in the room, psych, no, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Guys can pick up on that shit and tell what you are. Well, okay, I'll say this. I'll correct myself a bit. It may not be what you are, but it's how you're carrying yourself that is signaling that to men. That super comfortable, super free, super open shit. When a guy sees a woman be like that, his first thought, and he's thinking about like dating her and shit for real, his first thought is, if she's like that with me and it got that comfortable that fast with me, she'll get that comfortable that fast with somebody else. This woman is not worth this woman is not worth super commitment. She's not worth it. Because like I said, me and my dad were talking about the type of women. Me and my father were talking about the type of women you keep around and the type you don't. You just keep, that you tell shit like what she's saying she's heard. You tell those type of women that these types of things. super comfortable, super outspoken, super loud, like right off the bat on like, topics like this, you don't want to be with that, man. Because just as fast as she was like that with you, she'll do that with somebody else. And all those guys she was with in the past, they smelled it on her when if they were experienced, which they probably were. Because she's not gonna, a girl who looks, at least that good is not gonna deal with a man who's inexperienced because she thinks she's too good for that. Those guys smelling on her immediately, and that's why she still ain't married. The one on the right, she moves a little more homely. I was 50-50 with her, but I could tell the left, no. And if she is, like, that shit is just so dysfunctional, you don't want to go anywhere near that. Like, dysfunctional on like a level where like a functional human just wouldn't stay around that for too long. Because I'm gonna be real, because deep down, she's fighting something up here. She's fighting that competition with herself up here. She doesn't want to look weak and vulnerable for a man and all this shit like that. And if she does show vulnerability, then she'll be in panic mode and all that. She's fighting all that up here. But see, the other downside is that she's a relatively attractive girl. So as soon as she feels some panic, she can just bounce to another one. So she never has to sit down and learn anything.
And if you want to keep cheating as a man or a woman, I just say you're single.
Now, if you have a situation where, like my situation, where it's like, all right, I met the love of my life when I was really young. We had a baby. Outside life forces pulled us apart, but I was willing to marry him. Like, he asked me to marry him. It wasn't like he was my baby daddy and it was just that. Yeah. Like, no, we were engaged, soulmates. Yeah. So it's like, that's different. If something like that doesn't work out and then you do meet a man that you decide to marry and have a kid with, that's a little bit different. But like, if I just said, okay, well, I'm his baby mama, let me go be somebody else's baby mama too, then I have no self-respect. Because
okay, and now that came out, alpha widowed, and she got alpha widowed hard. That is about the worst case a woman can be alpha widowed. If what she's saying is true, which is now, I say this is probably true, because this is making sense. She found the love of her life when she was young, had a baby with him, and they split up. So it pretty much means that he left her. Okay? Because if she had left him, she would have said, I left him. See, you got to pay attention to female language. If she had left him, she would have said it. She's not hiding that shit. He left her. Whether if it was directly or indirectly, he left her. So the main alpha in her life impregnated her and bounced on her and stayed gone. Stayed gone, mind you. Stayed gone. Yeah. The alpha widowed. That's the issue. Alpha widowed. And once that happens, she would have to get lucky to find a man who is going to be, worth. A woman like her is going to have to get extremely lucky to find a man who is going to have multiple things. One, the courage to actually approach her, because she's a decent looking girl in America. She's a real decent girl in America. Now, once you go overseas, she's like, depending on the village you're in, she's like an average girl, nothing special about her. But in America, just the fact that she's skinny, she's automatically a 7 because of that. So she's gonna have to get really lucky to find a man who's gonna have the courage to approach her. B, be physically, be physically attractive to her. C, not be too much of a player, which it sounds like that player, bad boyish type of thing, all that, because she's going to want a certain standard of man. I get it. She takes care of herself. She's going to want a man to take care of herself. But this trickles into that other area I talk about a lot. How, like I say, when a man, and let's just use money as an example. It's not always about money, but let's just use money as an example. Let's say when a man earns $50,000, he can now find all the women who make under $50,000, and they can find him, at least somewhat desirable for the fact that he can, protect her through financial means in this context. But when a woman makes $50,000, she's looking for a motherfucker who's making $75,000. It's just woman's nature. In this specific context. Like I said, it's not always about money. It could be about, because you're really tall, or, you got a way with words, or whatever the fuck. She has to, it has to be something about you that she can find admirable before she'll genuinely respect you, type of shit. You see? So, with her being on the dating market, she's gonna have a rough time. And then she's got that kid. She's pretty, but she has a kid. She's a baby mama. And then on top of that, she has a bit of an outspoken, comfortable attitude. On top of that, no. That is not that. No, I mean, it can happen. She can get lucky and find a dude who'll deal with her. That's not gonna have 3 more of her sitting around somewhere. But that's a very low chance. Very low chance.
It's like, all right, so you're just out here having kids. Like, what is your end goal here?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for men. Like, you have one baby mother, then you go have another one. Then you go have
That's doing the most.
What are you doing? Like, you are not good with yourself if you feel like you have to do that.
Are you building an army? Because
no, yeah. See, that is where woman's confusion kicks in of trying to measure herself up. Woman. When they, especially when they, okay, I don't say all women, but women, when they hit this demographic, this is the shit that they say. Because what they're really doing is, like I said, they're trying to equate women to men and make us this equal thing. As long as it makes the woman look good, now we can be 100% equal. So with the whole thing of, well, are you building an army? Why are you with this woman and that one? What is your end goal? Okay, now be clear about this. A man's end goal is to create life. Is the fuck girls and create life. A woman's end goal is to find a man to take care of her after that life has been created. Your end goal is to get married. Because see, once you get married, now you can kind of faux trap them. Type of shit. And helping you raise and take care of that baby and protect the family and the home. That's woman's end goal. You see, the man's end goal, men, most of us, we really don't care. Like, it's not about the marriage is just a fucking piece of paper. All right, that's all it is. It's a fucking piece of paper. Our end goal is to get woman and recreate. That's it. That paper, and a woman, to woman, that marriage paper, that is her end goal. Well, in temporary end goal. That is her end goal because that ensures that she can now receive protection from the man. You see? And that's the part that they get confused. They get this shit confused. Like, horrifically. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, some men do want to get married, blah, 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 because maybe they never did it. Or, like, for instance, me. Like, my parents were married when I grew up. So when I got married to my ex-wife, I was under the understanding, like, we were going to do marriage together forever. But my ex-wife, she didn't grow up with the family together. So she was like, we were on two whole different things. And I learned from that shit. But like now my current girl, she's like fucking great. Like great. Like I can't even explain how great she is, man. Cooks, cleans, irons my clothes. She's staying in my flat now. She's cleaning like she's fucking, and she's doing better with coronavirus, by the way. But she's fucking great. Great, man. Amazing. But yeah, this shit is sad.
Ain't nobody want to be a part of that thing. Okay. So on that note, stay committed if you in a relationship or just bounce. Just bounce. All right, and be like, I'm done with you, girl.
Niggas ain't got the balls to do that. That's another reason why men cheat, because they're weak and they can't
don't want, because that child support check. You don't want to be in that system. They ain't trying to be.
Yeah, see, the one on the left, she's bitter. The one on the left is bitter. She's not married. She's a single mother. And notice how the one on the right is. She's a little more giggly and shit. The one on the left, like, she keeps giving these low blows. Men are weak. Bitter, terrible. That's that bitterness. That white wine starting to catch up. That bitterness is coming out, man. Like, say, leave that alone. You don't want that. I'm telling you. And she's probably not a bad person. I'm sure she's not a bad person. She's probably not. But that alpha widow and that bitterness done took over. And you can't do nothing with that. And that bitterness is going to last. That bitterness is not going to go away. Because of how it happened. You, like, I'm sure she could be a great friend. I'm probably guess they ain't gonna say anything else. I'm gonna leave it off with this. Final thoughts, Jerry Springer shit. Final thoughts. The one on the left could be she probably is a great friend in real life. I'm not putting it past her. She could probably make you laugh. She could probably say some funny shit from time to time, and and she might be like, kind of there for you and shit. But that bitterness, that being alpha widowed by that baby daddy who bounced and never came back, the love of her life, that solidified it. The love of her life impregnated her, and outside forces drove us apart. Code name, he left her and didn't come back. Because if she had left him, she would have said it immediately. That's rough. That is rough. DATIZRUF. That is rough. Anyway, that's the video, man. I'm out. Jasmine show. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at the one on the right. I can see, I'm not surprised. I can see her convincingly, pulling that shit off. But the one on the left, no. I knew it from the beginning. No, she no. You really don't want the one on the right. I can see that, but the one on the left, no. And like I said, I'm not saying she's an evil person, but no. Anyway, I'm out. Bye.